Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Could you imagine if Carolina Tar Heels were playing in the Final Four and they're down 6 points against their arch rival Duke, and all of a sudden they make a comeback, they win the game, and Michael Jordan is trying to get onto the court to go hang out with the Carolina Tar Heel players, and he gets told no by a security guard? Could you imagine the mayhem? Could you imagine the repercussions for a security guard saying no to MJ? So you know what? This actually happened with Hakeem Olajuwon at the Final Four game in which the Houston Cougars were playing the Duke Blue Devils. Houston was down 61-67 with about 33-34 seconds left. You don't really expect much at that point in time. You just expect like a fouling spree, a few three-point attempts by the Houston Cougars, and then, they lose the game ultimately. But with their legend in attendance, somehow they were able to pull off the victory against the Duke Blue Devils. Houston makes a three. They steal the ball. They make some timely free throws. The Duke Blue Devils are going back to Tobacco Road, and Houston staying in San Antonio to play Florida for the men's NCAA championship game. What happens next is really bizarre. Houston players, students, everybody starts celebrating. Some of the people are let onto the court to celebrate with the team. And then there's a man, a giant legend of Houston named Hakeem Olajuwon, who is trying to get onto the court to celebrate with the players. He's a Houston legend. He led the team to multiple Final Fours in the 80s. He brought home 2 championships to the Houston Rockets in the 90s. It's Hakeem. Everybody knows Hakeem. Something happens as he's trying to get onto the court. He's stopped by a security guard. Somebody tries to vouch for him, but he's told no. He's told you don't have the credentials. This is the same guy who stopped at a Buc-ee's to get gas, and people wanted to take pictures with him, and fans were coming, and he was taking pictures with fans. The people in Houston love Hakeem Olajuwon. When Hurricane Harvey struck a few years ago, Hakeem Olajuwon gave $150,000 as a donation to help out his own people and his community. This is Hakeem Olajuwon, a legend of Texas, a legend of Houston. For some reason, he can't get onto the court. So you could see he was slightly upset at that moment in time, but then he composed himself. He waited for the players. He met them all. The players were happy to hug him, meet him, take pictures with him. But a lot of the fans were upset. Hakeem should have been acknowledged. He should have been brought onto the court to celebrate. J.J. Watt, the famed Houston Texans defensive stalwart for years. It's like, come on, man. You let the dream onto the court. What are you doing here? Hakeem is a beloved figure around the world. He is an icon for Muslims. He is an icon for Muslims trying to make it to the NBA. But especially in the NBA circles, due to his demeanor, due to his manners, his friendly interactions, you can hear famous stories about how his trash talk used to be so kind that it would even make opponents laugh. He brought 2 NBA championships to your city. And for some reason, he can't find himself on the court because he doesn't have the proper credentials. Could you imagine if they did this to Michael Jordan? Okay, so let's say they didn't do it to Michael. Could you imagine if they did this to Shaq? Or they did this to any other player who's known by name? Could you imagine the media disaster? But Hakeem quietly walks away. He doesn't cause a media disaster. So therefore, nobody cares about it. But this should really be looked into. Why was Hakeem not immediately given any credentials to get onto the stage, to get onto the court, to hang out and celebrate with those players who look up to him as an icon? So let's see if they let him onto the stage when the Florida Gators play the Houston Cougars. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give victory to the Houston Cougars for the sake of our dear beloved brother Hakeem and make him happy by this victory. Otherwise, I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't really care who wins. I may not even watch the game. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq, may He give us a better understanding, and may He forgive us for our sins of omission and commission. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.